grasp the new things, because learning new things requires some extra energy. Change of any sort, be it starting an exercise regime, studying regularly, overcoming procrastination, is likely to last when we have the support of others. If others are supporting you, I am doing exercise regularly and I tell my students that, see, this is the time I go to gym, this 1 hour I have reserved, and by mistake, suppose you are not going there, your friends tell, hey, it was your time, you should have been in the gym, why you are here? So it is possible that you correct yourself, unless we build such collaborative relationship around us. See, in the morning I can tell my mom, see, I want to study 5 to 7, please, if even if I am not getting up, you help me in getting up. She will definitely help. So such help should be sought from the family members, from the friends, from the teachers, from the people who you can believe in. Unless we enjoy the support of the people around us, it becomes very difficult to enjoy the educational process through which we are going. Learning becomes enjoyable. Ensuring that the process of learning itself is enjoyable is the responsibility of each student. See, looking at the strengths of the students in the education, it is really very difficult for the teacher to pursue the student for their studies. For even in today's world, the parents are too busy to see that each student is learning. But your parents, your teachers, and all the people around you want you to succeed. So why not take the responsibility of becoming successful on ourselves? I wish that every student should do this. This is possible through enjoying education. So the process that I am explaining you will definitely help you in enjoying your education. Teachers can facilitate this process, but see, unless you are thinking on your own, I can never ensure that you are learning the difficult concept that I want to teach. Decoding of that difficult concept in your brain is the person's responsibility. Sometimes the attendance in some very good teachers' classes, I have found that is not that good. Later on, students repent that, see, I should have attended those lectures because those were really very helpful in my education. Instead of listening to the others, you go experience yourself. When you know that you are having very good experience, you are getting some help, then you pursue with it. So it is a matter. See, any experience by your thinking you can turn into a good experience. So in my opinion, every learning experience should be turned into a good experience by your own thinking, and it is very much possible for every student to turn his or her education into an enjoyable education by proper thinking. Children are very sensitive to the cues. They internalize the educator's belief. See, if educators take the responsibility that the situation prevailing in the educational institution is conducive to the learning, conducive to the enjoyment of the education, it is very easy to do this. See, for this, it is essential that the present and future benefits should merge. The mindset of the rat racer is adverse to the emotional intelligence and thus happy to and successful life. See, rat racer enjoys only in the relief. He cannot enjoy the work, but he enjoys the vacation. So that is not a good way. Reconciling present and future is essential. One must enjoy the education process as well as the vacations. It is possible that if I think properly, I can enjoy both these processes. That is what I call enjoying education. The work on flow by eminent social psychologist Mihai Csikszentmihalyi is giving us the ideas that we can turn any experience into an enjoyable experience. He provides us with important insights and guidelines to turn every experience into an enjoyable experience. How we create environment at home, in school, that are conducive to the experience of present and future benefit, so that I take enjoyment in the present and I have got future gain. If I can add pleasure and meaning to it, it is very important. The flow model developed by Professor Mihai Six and me high helps in getting into this mode. The graph on the screen will give you that if the task at hand is conducive to challenge and skill level, whatever is my skill level, and the task that I am undertaking, if they are close to each other, then I enjoy that experience. When you start playing a new game, it is really very difficult to enjoy the game. I take the example of table tennis. Somebody is throwing the ball at you, you are not able to return. That means your skill levels are low. After training 8 days or 10 days, you are able to return it. The person will enjoy playing with you. A very skilled person never enjoys playing with a very low skilled person. So the flow moment will occur when the two persons who are enjoying the game of table tennis are of around same skills. So this also goes. A teacher who is very skilled and the student is not skilled, then it's the responsibility of the teacher that he should come down, uplift the skill levels of the student. And once the student's skill levels are uplifted, it is possible for the teacher to teach difficult things. Unless I make a proper combination of this, I cannot be in the flow model. If the skill levels of the students are low and teacher is teaching at a higher level, the teacher will go in anxiety mode. And if the difference becomes too much, teacher will start worrying instead of learning. This is an anxiety. This is a reality. This has been found on many research studies. See, one should feel some excitement. Some excitement can be called as arousal, the intention to learn new things. Once if the person goes into arousal mode, it is the responsibility of the teacher or the educator see to it that that student comes into the flow mode. Once he comes into the flow mode, then again slowly induce an increment in the skill level in the students. You increase because you are able to control the complexity of the subject that you are teaching. Now you can increment the complexity a little. So unless the teacher and the educators are not able to keep the student in the flow mode, it is really very difficult for the students to enjoy the education. Now in this creative pause, see, it is the responsibility of the student as well to see to it that he is enjoying the learning. What are the things you really want to do? Unless the student is really interested in education, how can teacher make him learn? So to go into the flow mode, it is the combined responsibility of the teacher plus student together, plus the environment in the institution. Are you spending quality time on your studies? This question must be asked, and one must go with the quality time analysis and find out how much study I am putting in the education. Are you active for a public cause? If one is active for the public, see, if one is doing his duties very properly, you will find that most of the people who are good in one aspect, they are good in all other aspects as well. Minimum proficiency they are. A successful professional will definitely try to work for a public cause. There are upteens of such examples. So if you are able to do that also, that means you can enhance your studies as well. That means enjoying education comes with some, see, you can teach your friends of lower classes when you are free. That is a public cause. You are helping those students. You are improving your skills. That will in turn know that you really want a very good education and you want to teach the students who really want to learn. So this will give you, a public cause can be helpful for you for enjoying the education. So such activities one can have. We must put aside time for such activities, and it is essential that music is rejuvenating. Going on weekends for a musical concert or to art gallery enhances the learning experiences, because appreciation of the beauty is one of the important aspects that is given by the Almighty in every human being. So it is essential that we must learn to appreciate all the beautiful things around us. Unless we spare some time for that, we cannot enhance our life experiences. The satisfaction level of the life is improved only when we appreciate the beauty. Once we learn to appreciate the beauty in music, we definitely will be able to appreciate the rhythm with which the teacher teaches. because he will go into a rhythm when he is in the flow mode. Teacher needs to go into the flow mode, then only he can perform at best. Flow mode gives you peak experience. So ritualizing activities is essential to go into the flow mode. Change of deeply ingrained habits and patterns does not happen overnight. They require some effort. As I told the example of table tennis game, unless you go and practice for some time, 15 days, you cannot acquire the minimum skills. And once you acquire the minimum skills, you go into the flow mode. So it is very important that you ritualize your activities so that you can go into the flow mode. See, negative rituals also are important. In addition to creating a habit of proper activities that enhance your skills, engagement, it is very important that you introduce some negative rituals. You may be surprised by the word negative rituals, because you need to avoid something. You need to keep some time where you are whiling away time, that should be avoided. That negative ritual is negative in the sense that you are not indulging that activity. But if you are not indulging that in that activity, you are sparing some time, and that spare time can be used for education, and that enhances the skills, that enhances the overall experience of the education. So the negative rituals that I request the students to develop is that I have found that many students go in the laboratory and begin surfing internet. See, a lab session is to learn the new skills. It is not for surfing internet. So it is very essential that whatever the time slot that you have kept for the studies, they should be quality times. So it may, whether that is in the laboratory or home. For that, it is very essential that in the day you prepare some internet free time zone. In that you will not be doing surfing. Absolutely no. And phone free time zones are also essential. See, because of the mobile, everybody would like to be in touch at will with the others. The privacy of the people is getting obstructed. If somebody is calling you when you are engrossed in deep studies, it is really very difficult to get to that level of concentration after attending the phone. So when you know that this is the study time, why you should keep that time as phone free time? One can put off the phone, switch in the switch off mode, and after those 2 slot hours where you will be doing very intensive studies and acquiring the knowledge of a very difficult subject, see, this will be an advantage. This negative ritual will have an advantage which will get reflected in your presentation when next day, suppose you are to make a presentation of 10-15 minutes, because of the deep study that you have made earlier night, the quality of the presentation will automatically be improved. Your delivery will be improved because you have spent more time now on the studies. Your thought processes are inclined, and those thought processes will give you a very good presentation next day. I feel every student can enjoy such good educational experiences. It is very easy for every student to change his habits into rewarding learning habits. These rewarding learning habits will give you very good learning experiences. Don't stop at good learning experiences. So we must always strive for the best. The best learning experiences will be you will be having only when you are enjoying the education. And if I structure the way I study, it is possible for me that I enjoy the education. So if one studies the flow model properly and acquires all the elements of the flow models and puts them into his or her regular studies, it is very easy for the person to enjoy the studies. So my request to all my students is that acquire the elements of the flow model into your rituals and acquire the enjoying education. So it is very easy to learn to enjoy the education. I have learned it. Actually, the books that are available for the students now were not available when I was in my undergraduate years. I really feel very bad. If these books were would have available to me those days, I would have made my educational experience much more than what I had done. Thank you.